Okay, so in the last video we downloaded the data from Words. Now we want to just order the columns. So we have the 1 month, 6 month, then we need to get the 2 year or the 1 year. So I'm going to cut and paste or insert the 2 years. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to insert cut cells. And do that for each one of these that are not in the correct order. 3, 7, 5, cut, and insert, and there I have it. I have them in order now. Okay, now I'm going to add a new sheet. I do that by clicking this down right here. I've just created a new sheet. I'm going to call this sheet yield curve. I've done that. Now in cell A1 I'm going to type yield curve. And in B1 I'm going to type in date index. And then in cells C1 through I1 I'm going to type in 1 month, 6 month, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, and 10 year. $20 and then the 30 year. So now I'm going to type in the title of the first yield curve. So I'm going to type it as yield curve 1. And this will be our second yield curve. So now I'm going to use a function called the index function to get the rates from the other worksheet. And so let me first tell you what the index function does. So I'm going to use the index function here. I'm going to select this right here. And I'm going to put in a 1, 1. And what this tells me is it's picking up the first row in the first column of that range that I selected. If I change the column number to 2, it's going to give me 6 months. Now if I change the column number to 4, it's going to give me the 2 year. And so we're going to use that function to get this data over here. So I'm going to type in index, and then I'm going to come back over to Words, and I'm going to select all my data. So there I've selected all the data. I'm going to do the comma. I'm going to come back here, and then I want to pick that particular row. And then I'm going to leave nothing for the column, and I'm going to close it. Now it's not really giving me anything very interesting right now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and select this, and I'm going to do F2 to go enter and edit the cell, and then I'm going to do Control Shift Enter all at the same time, and it will expand that out for me. So you notice here that when I change the number here, it starts changing the yields. Now if I put in 1 here, I'm getting a whole bunch of zeros. Now why is that? Because in the first row that I selected, there's no data. But if I do the second, put in a 2, I should get a 455 and a 452 and a 439 and so on. So let's try that. And you see that's exactly what I get. So let's go ahead and repeat the same process again. So I'm just going to copy that. Actually, I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to move that on down so it picks up B3. And then I'm going to expand that out. Again, the way that I expand is F2 to go into the cell. Control Shift Enter all at the same time and hit Enter, and I'll expand it out, and then I'll pick a number. Let's say 63. It gives me the interest rates that are in row 63. Now let's go ahead and graph this. So I'm going to go Insert, and I'm going to insert a line graph. That looks pretty good, except it's not quite the range that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and edit. I edit by right-clicking on it and going to Select Data. I'm going to edit Yield Curve 1 so that it picks, I'm going to call that Yield Curve 1, and I'm going to pick up that data and hit Enter. I'm going to edit your Yield Curve 2. I'm going to pick that, and I'm going to select up the interest rates that I want. I hit OK. I'm going to hit Enter. I'm going to type in yield curve. Now I want to go ahead and add in some combo boxes. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to Developer. Now you might not have Developer on your computer, so what you need to do is you need to go to File, Options, and under Add-ins, no, I'm sorry, not under Add-ins, under Customize Ribbon, you'll see over here under Main Tabs, Developer. Go ahead and check that, and then you'll see Developer pop up. Once you've done that, click over here to do Insert, and we're going to insert a combo box. I'm going to go ahead and draw my combo box right here. Now I'm going to enter my dates. So I'm going to go over and do Format Control. I'm going to, in the input range, I'm going to go ahead and grab all the dates over here. Starting off at 2 and going down to 2,260. Hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and right click again. I'm going to format that control, and I'm going to link it to cell B2, and then I'll hit OK. Now I pick a date, and you see that my yield curve moves to that particular date. Let's go ahead and do that again for the second yield curve. We pick a date, and that's it. Now, one thing that's driving me up the wall is this title, yield curve 1 and yield curve 2. It doesn't really tell me which yield curve I'm dealing with. So I can get around that. I'm going to come over here and put in date. And I'm going to use that index function we did before. And I'm going to select it onto the first column. And then I'm going to select the index row and first column. And there I have the date. Now I'm going to create another, and this I'm going to title, and I'm going to concatenate the date and the yield curve. And the way I'm going to do that is by hitting an equal sign. I'm going to go over and select yield curve and then use the ampersand to combine two cells together that are text. I'm going to use a quote, and then I'm going to put some dashes in my quote, and then I'm going to select the date. Ampersand then the date, M2. And there we see that we have the yield curve and then the date. I'm going to go back to my curve. I'm going to select data, and I'm going to change my names to be the ones that are reflecting the date. So now, whenever I change my date, notice that the titles or the legends also change. And that's it. Thank you.